Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Shout out to all the subscribers as always, and gratitude to anybody new locked in. Much love to all. So Xander Zayas returns. He's going to be fighting Damien Sosa on the 27th of September. I think I'll put it on the screen just in case, and I'll leave clips of Damien Sosa as I'm talking because I certainly had to look him up. It sounded familiar. Maybe I saw him on the Pro Box, one of those Wednesday night fights, and that actually the fight that I'm pulling up is going to be from his last fight against Marcus Villa, another Puerto Rican, when he won that fight. But Sosa, look, he's lost a couple of times, but I think personally the Patrick Xander fight, right, was a lot easier. And part of that was down to Xander, like he's non-committal and real negative approach to the fight. You know, he had some sad stuff going on pre-fight. I think his mother passed away and stuff like that. He'd fought just a couple of months prior to that. He's an old veteran. He's been in the game a while. Maybe he just didn't fancy it, but it certainly made things a little bit more complicated because I think they wanted to get, Xander Zayas' handlers and team a step up and a test, you know, and I don't think he really did that. He came through with flying colours, don't get me wrong. He boxed well, he won basically every round. But, you know, Xander didn't really come to win. Nonetheless, it was still a good performance. I know a lot of people were disappointed because Zayas didn't get the KO. I actually predicted it to go to points anyway because, you know, the wily veterans like Xander, you know, they're not easy to nail, let alone knock out. I know he got knocked out by Curtis Stevens, but I just thought he's too crafty and he's too wily, and his style's that herky jerky. It's very difficult to pin those guys down. So I think it probably would have done Xander Zayas some good experience with, you know, how to be patient, get 12 rounds. Was it 12 rounds? I think it was 10 rounds actually. Get the rounds in, and you know, he's still 21, 22. You know, maybe people were expecting a step up and then more of a name, but you know, I just because, you know, I hadn't heard of him, I checked Sosa out. This guy's a tough guy. He's a tough fighter. He's going to come to win, and he's going to hopefully bring that back end of the fight, still be there and be tenacious and in his face, in Xander's face, and really try to get the best out of Zayas and get the test that they were looking for Xander. I don't mind the fight, you know, like I think it's on the undercard of Sandy Ryan and Michaela Meyer. Bruce Carrington is on that card as well. So, but I think in terms of Xander Zayas, like that 154-pound division is obviously stacked, but I think it could be a really good test for him, to be honest with you, especially late because, look, Sosa's from Tijuana, and Chris Algieri said on the commentary, if you're from Tijuana, basically you can fight, especially if you've made it through, you know, this far as a pro. You know, I think he's 25 and 2 or something like that. I'll pull his details up on the screen, but look, he's tenacious, and he looks like he can take a punch too because he's never been dropped, he's never been knocked out, and as I said, he comes to win. And you know, there's a little bit of methodicalness to his game, so Xander should ideally be able to outbox him for the most part, but there's going to be times where he's going to have to fight him, I think.
He'd use volume to combat the power and the big counter punches from Valle.
Because Sosa, as I said, he's a rugged dude, he's strong, and he's tenacious, and he can box a little bit. He likes to go down to the body, as a lot of Mexican fighters do. He likes to let his hands go, and he believes in himself. He's coming to win, and he's just come off a really good win against Zayas, and I think it's an okay fight. I do. I actually quite like it in the sense that what's Xander going to get from it, and that's what you got to get these prospects, contenders. You know, they need to be. No, they don't need to, but like when that step up finally does come, and I'm talking about and this is probably a step up in terms of what the level of physicality and tenacity he's going to have to deal with. But in terms of talent, I don't know. I haven't seen loads of Sosa, so I'm going to just reserve the right to hold off on that. I'll do a fight breakdown closer to the fight where I'll watch a bunch of footage and try to get into the details, because I haven't really watched hardly any of Sosa. Just watched a little bit today, a little bit last night of the same fight, just to kind of get my grips on you know, what he's about. But he's a strong, tough guy that's going to come to win, and he's going to, you know, he's going to make Xander fight, I think. And that's what the test is what's going to happen if Xander's outboxing him, and then, you know, he's making him fight. He throws a lot of punches too. So that work rate's going to kick in, and I think it's going to be a decent test for Xander Zayas. You know, I would fully expect Xander to come through, probably on points, just because the nature of how he's going to have to approach this fight. You know, I think it might be advisable to, I say, not try to knock him out. Maybe if the knockout comes, but just use your skills, use your boxing, use your beautiful jab that he's got, his good footwork. He's got a beautiful arrangement of punches. He's a great body puncher, Xander Zayas. He's an amazing kid, you know. He's an absolute blessing to the sport because of his charisma and his passion for the game, you know. And he's obviously highly touted to be the next Puerto Rican superstar, and I don't see why he can't be. And it's fights like this, it's along the journey. Get the test that you need to get, and then maybe after that, there'll be some really good names on the horizon, because he's being active now, which is, well, I say now, he's been active, which is good. An active fighter is a dangerous fighter, or I think it's a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter, but an active fighter is a good thing. You know, I know Steve Kim, the journalist, really well-renowned journalist, has always talked about activity, and it's so true. Activity or inactivity can really hurt fighters, but activity can really help them. And coming off a 10-rounder, maybe he's probably going to get a few rounds in this one. I'll be impressed if he gets the stoppage, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, I think they're looking to get that test and to have to deal with someone. I've said this a couple of times now in the video, sorry if I'm repeating myself. That physicality of a strong guy that isn't going to go anywhere, and he's going to take your punches, and that's the point. You know, he's going to still be there, and he's going to press him, and he's going to try to win on the back end of the fight. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on this fight. You know, I know you might have expected like a top 10 guy or top 15 in the 154 stacked division, which it is. But you know, those fights will come. At the end of the day, 6 months to a year is a good chunk of time for a fighter to really learn. Still learning on the job, really, as a pro. So, you know, I don't see an issue with this fight whatsoever. And I think, you know, if and when he comes through this, then there'll probably be some interesting names around the other side. But that's it from me, just a fairly short one today. I hope you guys are well. Let me know your thoughts. And as I said, I'll do a full breakdown, detailed fight breakdown, and when I watch a bit more footage of both those, really. I want to, you know, I know Xander's style, but I want to look at it even closer to how it matches up with Sosa. But let me know your thoughts. Have a lovely week. Peace and love. I'm out.
Boxing.